Dear students, hello and welcome to my class. This is Laban Shakar. I think you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. Dear students, today I am here to conduct the third class on chapter 6, and in you all the name of the chapter is the state, citizenship and law. Dear students, before the start of our today's class, I would like to ask two questions to you. This is the stem of my first question, that is Mr. Kamal lives in a country where the government is highly conscious about the welfare of the people and doesn't tolerate any type of corruption. Dear students, here I will give here your question is what type of government does the Kamal's country belong? Here I will give you two options. Option A, good governance. Option B, autocratic governance. So dear students, so this is the stem of my second question, that is one day Mr. Jamil went to a government office and wanted to know some information from that office. That is my right to get this information, he said. Dear students, my question is what type of right is indicated by Mr. Jamil saying? Here I will give you two options. Option A, personal right. Option B, right to information. Dear students, now I will give you 10 seconds to remember the answers of these two questions. Dear students, I think you have got the answers of these two questions. The answer of my first question will be option A, that means good governance, and the answer of my second question will be option B, that means right to information. Dear students, we have come in the main points of our today's class. Basically, today I am going to take this class on good governance and right to information. So, dear students, before the start of our main part of our today's class, I would like to show our today's learning outcome. After the class, you will be able to say about good governance, then you will be able to say about right to information, then you will be able to describe the features of good governance. Next, you will be able to describe about the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. And at last, you will be able to describe about the importance of right to information. So that's all about learning outcome of our today's class. So dear students, let's get started of our today's class. First of all, I am going to discuss about good governance. But before the start to talk about good governance, you have to understand what is called government and what is called governance. Okay. At first, I am going to discuss about government. Basically, government is an institution or a group of people which runs the state according to the constitution for a certain period of time. For your better understand, again I am going to tell you about government. Government is an institution or a group of people which runs the state according to constitution for a certain period of time. So this is called government. Next, you have to understand what is called governance. Basically, governance means what government does and what government does not to run the state is called governance. Again, I am going to tell you what is called governance. Basically, governance means what government does and what government does not to run the state is called governance. Dear students, now I am going to tell you what is called good governance. Basically, good governance is a very modern term and it was first introduced by the World Bank. According to World Bank, good governance is such a governance which belongs some special characteristics like responsive, accountable, transparent, participatory, rule of law, efficient, etc. So dear students, now I am going to show the definition of good governance on screen. This is the definition of good governance. Generally, good governance means such a government which has some characteristics like responsive, accountable, transparent, participatory, follow international law, and people's-oriented government. So this is the definition of good governance, and this topic is highly important for knowledge-based questions, knowledge-based and comprehensive-based questions. So you have to give much attention on this topic. So dear students, now I am going to discuss about some of the features of good governance. Okay, first of all, responsive. So what is called responsive? That means that government will be highly responsible to run the state according to the constitution. So this is one of the features of good governance. Okay. Next feature is accountable. So what is called accountable government? That means government will be highly accountable to the common people, and basically accountable government means answerable to its citizens. Okay, so this is one of the features of good governance. Next point is transparent. All of the works of the government will be highly transparent. Okay, so this is one of the features of good governance. Next feature is participatory. The government will be very easy to participate. An individual can easily participate in government process. Okay, and this situation of the government is called the participatory. So this is one of the features of good governance. Next feature is follow international law. Okay. So dear students, here you have to understand. Basically, the state is run by the government according to the constitution, according to the law of the state. Uh, and this is very common thing. Okay, but good governance will follow international law with the constitution of that, yeah, of that country. Okay, to make very good relationship with other countries. So this is one of the features of good governance. Next point is people's oriented government. That means government will do everything for the welfare of the common people. To develop the common people, to develop the lifestyle of the common people, to improve the economic condition of the country, will be the main aim of the government. So this type of government is called the good governance. Okay. Next point is efficient. That means the government will be highly qualified. The people who are in government will be highly qualified to run the state, and this is one of the features of good governance. Last feature is inclusive. That means government will be good governance will be such a governments which will be run by different types of peoples where we can see the government is run by different political parties. Okay, so this is called the inclusiveness. Dear students, that's all about the features of good governance. Dear students, now I'm going to discuss about the necessity of good governance. First of all, to ensure people's welfare. If we want to ensure people's welfare, there is no alternative of good governance. At first, we have to ensure good governance, then we will be able to ensure people's welfare. Okay, so this is the first point regarding the necessity of good governance. Next point is to make corruption-less society. So dear students, at first you have to understand what is called corruption. Basically, corruption means use the official power in personal interest. And it is said that corruption is one of the hinders to make a country develop. So if we establish good governance, definitely corruption will be eradicated from our society. Okay, so this is one of the necessities of good governance. Next point is to accountable the government officials. This point is very easy to understand. If we want to make our government officials accountable, there is no alternative of good governance. Next point is to ensure the proper economic development of the state. If we want to ensure the proper economic development of the state, definitely at first we have to ensure good governance. Then we will be able to ensure the proper economic development of the state. Dear students, the last point regarding the necessity of good governance is to ensure human rights. So at first you have to understand what is called human rights. Basically, human rights are some of the internationally recognized rights that a man get by his birth. Okay, to get the human rights, the color, the sex, the religion, the country will not be counted. As a human being, we will get some internationally rights, internationally recognized rights, and these are called the human rights. And if we ensure, if we ensure good governance, definitely human rights will be ensured. So, dear students, that's all about the necessity of good governance, and this topic is highly important for creative cohesion. So, you have to give much attention on this topic. Dear students, now I am going to start the new part of our today's class, that is the rights of information. So before the start to discuss about the rights of information, at first you have to understand what is called a rights. Okay, basically rights are some facilities given by the state that help a man to flourish himself. Okay, so this is called a right. Okay, so what is called rights of information? Basically, rights of information means a right to get information from different government offices in legal way. Okay. Again, I am going to tell you the definition of rights of information. Basically, rights of information means right to get the information from different government offices in legal way. Okay, dear students, you have to understand that rights of information is very essential for the development of the unprivileged people. Okay, so now I am going to show some of the lines regarding the rights of information that will help you to understand about the rights of information more smoothly. So dear student, these are the lines. Now I am going to read out this line. Right to information empowers every citizen to seek any information from the government, inspect any government documents, and seek certified photocopies thereof. Again, right to information also empowers citizens to officially inspect any government work or to take the sample of material used in any work. Dear students, these lines I have taken from your textbook. So you can write down these lines in your answer script when it will write down about the question regarding rights of information. Definitely you will get very good marks in your examination. Dear students, now I am going to show another information regarding rights of information of Bangladesh. That is, the government of Bangladesh enacted the Right to Information Act on 5th April 2009. And this information is highly important for MCQ question or knowledge-based question, and you have to memorize this information. Okay. So, dear students, now I am going to discuss about the formation of Information Commission. The Information Commission of Bangladesh consists of three persons. One is called the Chief Information Commissioner, and other two persons are called the Information Commissioners. Okay, and all of the three commissioners are appointed by our president. So this is the line. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. The first information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh is the citizen has right to have information from the authority. That means as a citizen, this is my right to get information from different organizations or different institutions of our country. Second information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh is the authority is bound to provide information to the citizen. That means that the authority of different institutions, different government institutions are bound to provide information to the common people in legal way. Okay, so this is one of the important information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. Next information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh is all the ministries, department of ministries, related department, district office, office in divisions, regional office, Upazila will act as an information unit. Okay, say for example, I want to get some information from any government institution. So I have to go these institutions. Okay, then I will get my deserved information. Okay, so this is one of the important information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. Next information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh is to get any information a citizen has to apply in writing to the authority. Definitely, if I want to get any information from any government organization or any government institutions, at first I have to apply in written to get this information. So this is the information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. Next information is the assigned officer of the authorities are responsible to provide information within given date. This is very easy to understand. And last information regarding the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh is after passing 30 days, if a citizen does not get information, can appeal. So that's all about the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the importance of information rights. Okay, first of all, the authority will be transparent and accountable if we ensure, if we impose the Rights to Information Act of Bangladesh strictly. Definitely, the authority of different government institutions will be transparent and accountable. Okay, so this is one of the importance of information rights. Next importance is the underprivileged people will be developed. Okay, by getting information from different government organizations or government institutions, the unprivileged people will be developed because they will be able to know the facilities which are provided by these institutions. Okay, so this is one of the importance of information rights of Bangladesh. Next point is good governance will be ensured. If we want to make good governance, there is and here the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh can play an important role. Okay, and so this is the thing. Next point is corruption will be eradicated. That means if we want to eradicate corruption from our society, here the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh play an important role. And last point is positive impact will be created if we impose, if if the government impose the Right to Information Act strictly, the positive impact about the government, about the different types of government institutions will be created. Okay, so that's all about the importance of information rights. So dear students, Right to Information Act is very important for a creative person, so you have to give much attention on this topic. Dear student, now I am going to start the new part of our today's class, and this part, the name of this part is evaluation part. Here I'm going to ask some question to you, and it will try to give the right answers of these questions, though I will tell you the right answers of these questions. So dear students, the first question of mine is, what is good governance? I think you know all about good governance. Basically, good governance is such a government which belongs some special characteristics like responsive, accountable, participatory, follow international law, efficient, etc. Okay, so this is called good governance. Next question is, what is right to information? Basically, right to information means right to get information from different government offices in legal way. Number three, when was Right to Information Act enacted? Basically, the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh was enacted on 5th April 2009. So dear student, that's all about the evaluation part. Now I'm going to give some homeworks. You have to write down about the necessity of good governance. Then you have to write about the Right to Information Act of Bangladesh. Then you will have to submit the answers of these two questions to your respective subject teacher. Okay. So dear students, if you want to watch my video classes, you have to subscribe my YouTube channel. The name of my YouTube channel is Labun Business Tutorial. So dear students, thank you very much for your kind patience. Next time, see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz.